Hey guys, I have the screen in full because I am also going to do a reaction, but I have to rant a little bit about something because this irks me to no end. People thinking that we are not animals. Like, what's a whale or a dolphin? Are they an animal? Are they considered an animal? What do you consider an animal? Because a whale or a dolphin, they have the ability to feel for other, especially creatures that are not typically, native to the sea. And humans? They wouldn't even think twice. They're going to go over and help you. If you're, you see it happen. Where, dolphins might, whales in particular, you'll see them, follow a boat, and maybe they might even come over, put their fin up, and place it on the bow. Or they might, if there's a diver, and the dolphin believes it's in danger, it'll, the whale believes it's in danger, it'll, scoop. Where do you draw the line between an animal and a human? Because we can talk? What? I don't know, because we can build things? What's an animal? What's a human? Where does the line get drawn here? Okay? I literally got, they're calling me angry just because I said, okay, you're one of those. Okay, think what you want, I guess. I wasn't angry, but they called me angry. I just don't understand that I believe that everything was created equally. There's a reason we were created. But hold on. Okay. So people think that animals are not they're not I don't know, where do you draw the line? Where do you draw the line? Seriously, where do you draw the line? Because, people are just, crazy. They think that animals are, lower. What's a human? What classifies an animal? And then what classifies a human, right? Right. I don't get it. I don't get it. I hate these stupid headphones, by the way, because I, don't know. I can't distinguish certain sounds with these on, even with the noise awareness or whatever. Yeah. So, anyways, I confused somebody earlier, and I was like, oh crap. Yeah, so I thought someone was somebody else. With these headphones, I can't tell. Anyway, let's get on with the reaction because I hate the vegan, the mentality of humans are above animals just strikes me as weird. Where do you draw the line? I just don't get it. Where's the line drawn? Is a whale considered an animal at this point? Because they can show empathy and compassion towards humans, for freak's sake. So where do you draw the line here? All right, here we go, guys.
Hi, I'm Ken. This is Losing in 2025, and today I'm bringing you a very simple overnight oats tutorial.
Listen to his voice already, man. Wow. Again, another really slow talker. This is the vegan voice, guys.
Staple foods about overnight oats on this channel.
What is with this music, by the way? I don't like it. It's nothing extraordinary.
I've talked a lot about overnight oats on this channel. It has been one of the staple foods of the diet that has helped me to lose 99 pounds.
Yeah, okay. It might have been, but you also cut out protein. Those protein powders only do so much, dude.
In 2025. I started at the beginning of this year weighing in at 335.
Okay, maybe he's not as slow as I thought. I didn't speed him up though, so But he was kind of slow in the beginning there, so.
Pounds, and I am only 1 pound away from hitting my 100-pound goal for this year. So that's pretty exciting for me. And one of the things that has really helped me get there is overnight oats. Overnight oats are convenient, they're affordable, they're nutritious, they're filling, they're satisfying. There's so many great things that I can say about overnight oats.
Satisfying? Satisfying. How are oats satisfying? What? They might fill your stomach and make you feel a little glug for the first little, maybe 2-3 hours at most. If you're anemic, yeah, you're going to feel fuller for longer because you're anemic and you have no appetite anymore. Men can get anemia too. It's just not talked about. And men can have low ferritin. It's not talked about, but they can. And they do. Frank Tufano is a prime example of that.
One of the constant staples of my diet. I've had them every week. At times I've had them every day. At times I've even had them more than once a day.
Holy crap. Yeah, this doesn't smell like diabetes at all.
The basic overnight oats recipe that I have finally settled on that seems to work the best for me is the one that I'm going to share with you today. I'm going to be making 6 servings in these 2.
6 servings? How many do you have a day? Do you have a big bowl or a little bowl? Because if you have a big bowl, I can't imagine feeling good after eating that because I mean, let's be honest, grains are just heavy. They're heavy, but also light. Like they're heavy in that they like make your stomach feel like absolute garbage. I'm allergic. No, I'm not really allergic, but I'm sensitive to oats. Like I can't eat them or I get like reflux. I actually had the test done and I'm sensitive to oats. I can't eat a whole lot of them. So reflux is a big thing for me. But like, okay, how can you claim here that, what? Like, oats are like satisfying, and how big are these servings then, dude?
Cup servings each, and they start with
a cup. Honestly, I don't even think that's enough. They're cup-sized servings. How many do you eat at a time? 1? How was that enough, dude? You gotta be low in ferritin at this point.
Just a basic rolled oat.
Now, okay, I've had rolled oats. I've had them in granola. I've had them in everything. Bars. And guess what I did not feel? Satisfaction.
Nothing fancy here.
I don't get no. God. But no, I don't get any satisfaction from them.
In fact, I generally just go with the store brand. This is the H-E-B store brand.
Oh, wonderful. So not only are we eating rolled oats, just any old rolled oats. No, we're just getting them from a store, people. The typical, like, regular store brand. Not these fancy, no. Yes, you can probably get the fancy ones at the store too, but this is just a generic store brand. Interesting. I thought vegans were against that.
Very affordable. In fact, each of these overnight oat servings is only going to cost about $1.50 each to make. Maybe.
Dude. You're a dude. I know by your name and I know by your voice. You are a dude. Okay? That can't be enough for a guy. It really can't. 1 cup. 1 freaking cup. What else are you adding in there?
A little more depending on where you buy your groceries, but that's about what I spend.
He'll probably get into it, but I'm just like, what? You're... Okay. There's not a whole lot of Veganuary content, by the way, guys, so I'm trying to find stuff. Yeah. I have to find other things, and there's one apparently I didn't react to yet, I don't think, so there's that.
I start by adding 1/2 cup of rolled oats to each of my containers. A half a cup of rolled oats is 150 calories. There you go. And some people might complain and say, oh, well, wait a minute, aren't those high in carbohydrates?
They are, and yes, there's a reason for it. It's called diabetes. I was eating, standard. That's why you're eating standard diet. No, just bear with me here. I was eating quote-unquote healthy fats, okay? I was eating the standard way, and guess what? A1C was 5.9, guys.
But you know what the reality is? Oats
Pre-diabetic. So, shut up. You should not even be talking at this point, dude.
are a great food if you're trying to lower your blood sugar. There have been a number of studies
Where? And who funded them?
that have been done that have demonstrated that they can actually be very helpful in lowering blood sugar. And in fact, in my own personal experience, now if you're trying...
Who? Sorry, I jumped back by accident. I was trying to hit the pause. Who did this? Who? Who funded it and where? Show us where, put the actual link. If the link, I don't care enough to look, so I'm not going to look for the link. I don't want you flashing stuff on the screen. Show us the actual link, okay?
To lower your blood sugar. There have been a number of studies that have been done that have demonstrated that they can actually be very helpful in lowering blood sugar. And in fact, in my own personal experience, now please remember, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a nutritionist, I'm not even a health coach.
Well, there you go. You just blew everything out of the water. Because you just even said out of your own mouth, you're not a dietitian or a doctor or a coach. You have no credibility then. Right away then. Some regular dietitians don't even really have that much credibility because they don't do anything. Or if they do, they wonder why eventually things go downhill because people can't satisfy themselves just on, dude, and you're a dude. 1 cup of oats is not gonna do it for you, buddy.
I'm just a guy trying to lose weight on the healthiest diet I can find.
Healthiest? Healthiest. Me out here eating what I thought were very healthy granola bars. People even with chocolate thrown in there, people believe that suddenly that's healthy because it's got rolled oats and grains and sugar and maybe raisins and honey. Like they think it's healthy because it's got rolled oats and stuff and nuts. I was one of those. Okay, I was one of those. I ate those. 2 of them. Okay? I would not at once. I'd have one for in an hour and then I'd have another. So those are not
And by eating this way over the course of the last year, I've managed to reduce my A1C from 6.7 in January to just 5.2.
I don't believe you. What were you eating before? You can't just say the oats alone did that. Okay, assuming your A1C actually did go down, you can't just assume the oats alone did it, dude.
In July, and overnight oats have been a huge part of that. So again, we start with half a cup of rolled oats. I then like to go to the other dry ingredients, and I'm going to use these cold milled chia seeds. And
What? Hold on, let me go back.
I'm going to use these cold milled chia seeds.
Milled chia seeds. There was a cut. I don't know if you can hear the audio sometimes when people cut it. I'll show you.
Ingredients. And I'm going to use these cold milled.
He's about to say something and it cut.
Chia seeds. And I like to use chia seeds because not only do they add some good omega-3 fatty acids,
they don't, but okay.
But they also absorb some of the liquid and thicken the oats, giving the oatmeal a really great texture.
Ew.
And so I'm going to do...
People do this all the time, by the way, and it's not doing anything beneficial for them either. So I don't see why you would think it would do it to you if we're seeing so many people doing this and just not. What else are you eating though? That's the other thing too.
1 tablespoon of ground chia seed. Now you don't have to use
What is with these cuts? What's going on?
ground. You can use regular chia seed if you want, but I'm using these ground ones, and I'm actually using a little more than a tablespoon because that was a rounded tablespoon. Realistically, I just want 1 tablespoon in each of those. So I've added 1 tablespoon of chia seed to each of these containers.
What's with the cuts, dude?
1 tablespoon of chia seed is about 80 calories. Then
You can't be measuring anything based on calories, dude. If all you measure is based on calories, you are not going to get anywhere with your food. Because when I started learning it was more about nutrition than calories, that's when I realized. Okay. That was the person I mixed up. I hear them in the background. Yeah. So, but yeah. Like, this is dietary calories alone is not enough because calories, we don't, first of all, we don't digest food that way. And secondly, it's empty. There's nothing in this stuff. You don't absorb anything because of all the fibers. Okay?
next thing that I'm going to add is a tablespoon in each container of this PB2 powder. Now I'll alternate. Sometimes I'll use PB.
Oh. Alrighty, so the vegan, once again, can't go without your protein powders, huh? I remember this. I think this is a protein, right?
PB2, sometimes I'll use PB Fit. Nutritionally, they're about the same. For a 2 tablespoon serving, this would be 60
What's the difference between PB2 and PB Fit? I've heard of them.
calories. I'm only actually going to use 1 tablespoon, so it's 30 calories in each one. So go
PB sounds like peanut butter, but it also sounds like protein something.
ahead and add 1 tablespoon of peanut butter powder.
Okay, so yeah. I don't take anything that's a powder unless it's organic cocoa, and then even then, like, dude, oh, these people give me a headache.
Each of these containers. Now the reason that I add this is, for one, it adds a little bit of extra protein, but it also thickens it a bit more.
Another cut. Another cut. Clearly this isn't doing anything for you.
And adds some great peanutty flavor, which to me really helps with the complexity of the flavor.
You do that because oats are awful and you know it.
And it makes it taste really good, so I like it. All right, so that has...
You don't want to admit that it's actually disgusting, and you you don't want this. Sorry for the snort, you guys, but it is just so bad. It's so bad. You can tell I'm feeling better today overall, guys. I do have to apologize to that other person, though, after we're done here. I'm glad I did not record that, but yes, I do have to apologize to them, like, fully.
Brought our total ingredient counts up to 3. We've got half a cup of oats and a tablespoon each of peanut butter powder and chia seed. At this point, before I add the liquid, I'm going to mix the dry ingredients just to...
Yeah, that's what everybody does when they bake. Dude, we know. We know how baking works, buddy.
Make sure that the chia seeds don't clump on me. That's one thing I really don't like, is if the chia seeds aren't mixed together well, they...
Dude, I can beat eggs all I want, and for some reason, I still end up getting those, like, bits that sometimes you only really get when you fry them. I scramble my eggs, okay? But for some reason, yes, I said beet. Come after me, vegans. Remember the jokes I made about being racist towards salt? I did that on purpose.
Form little lumps or clumps, and you don't want that.
Of course you don't. But oatmeal, oats in general are clumpy. So I'm gonna go ahead and mix those up. Now, interestingly enough, as I said, once you've purchased all your ingredients and measured them out, this costs about $1. You're doing this in plastic, by the way, dude. In a plastic bowl. You better be happy that they're dry, because I'm going to tell you, plastic. I hope it. Are you going to pour the wet ingredients in here? Oh, God.
$1.50 per serving. If you were to buy overnight oats pre-made at the store, you're going to spend between $3 and $4 generally for those.
It sounds like plastic. I think it is.
And there's just no reason for it. You know, these are super easy to make. They don't take long. The only reason these are taking as long as they are to make.
Yeah, it's definitely plastic because it's not going ding, ding, ding on the side.
Is because I'm talking while I'm doing it. I'm talking to you and I'm...
What? How does that make a difference? If you're talking to me and doing it, or if you're... Is it because you're trying to show us? Dude, so what? So what?
Explaining each step, but in reality, they don't take long at all.
Uh-huh. Time it.
And then once these are made, they'll go into the refrigerator. They'll
Time it, dude.
stay there overnight. And then these will be either breakfast or lunch or an afternoon snack for my wife and I for the next.
Do you have kids? I hope they're grown. They better not be vegan either.
Next 3 days. I generally don't make more than 3 or 4 days worth at one time. You could, I suppose, but I don't like to keep them in the fridge for more than 4 days. I think 3 is kind of the sweet spot. Next up is...
Do you really only eat... Dude. If you eat 6 or... And you split that between you and your wife? How... Now I'm confused. How do you make that work? Very confusing.
Our milk.
Are you saying you only eat oats for breakfast, lunch, and dinner now? Is that what you're telling us here right now? If your wife, okay, let's say you eat 2 servings a day, and your wife is eating 2 servings a day. Okay, how is that going to work out with the 6 servings you made? And how are we going to make that last 3 or 4 days?
Now you can use any kind of liquid you want. You could use water if you wanted to. You could use regular cow's milk if that's your preference. If you're not dairy free, you can go ahead and use regular milk if you prefer that. I like to use plant milk because I'm eating a plant-based diet.
He might be early, I guess, then, because the later stages, that's when you start to, I wish you were all vegan. I wish the whole world would be vegan. Why can't the whole world be vegan?
And
he must be too early into this right now.
You can use whatever kind of plant milk you want. You could use coconut milk, you could use almond milk, you could use oat.
If I was gonna make this, I would use the coconut milk because it's more natural in terms of, but I would not get the ones with the guar gum and stuff. Nope. Nope.
Oat milk, I've used oat milk before.
Ew.
Comes out really good. But I like to use soy milk. And the reason that I like to use soy milk is because soy milk typically is a little higher in protein than the others.
Ew. I can't, I know what soy tastes like. And even soy sauce. The only reason soy sauce has a taste that it does is because of the, like, extra stuff added into it. It's really, other than that,
And so, in addition to wanting something that's good and healthy, I want it to be satiating.
It's not good and healthy, dude. It really isn't. It's not. You can say it is all you want, because good and healthy, I mean, doesn't hide the fact that biology is more important than the label of something. So if, like, you can say meat is bad all you want, but it's still part of your biology, and that's what biologically we're designed to eat, so you have to eat it.
I want to stay full for as long as I can with these.
You won't with just a cup, dude.
And I want to get some extra protein in my diet if I can. So I've got just a half gallon.
Another cut. I can hear when the audio clicks. There's like a little click.
Gallon here of organic soy milk. It's a store brand.
Shake, shake, shake. You're shaking it, huh?
That I'm using.
Shake it up. Wonderful. I know, like, original milk you had to do that, but this is soy milk. This isn't like regular white milk, okay?
From HEB, but you can use whatever brand you like. And I like to shake it up before I
Another cut.
use it. And I'm going to use 1 cup. You could use a little bit less or a little bit more depending on how thick or how runny you wanted your oats to be. I like to use 1/2 cup of oats to 1 cup of plant milk. So I'm going to go ahead and pour that in there. It's a little hard not to spill when it's this full, but I'm going to do my best. All right, and then I'm going to add that 1 cup to each of these containers. 3 down, 3 to go. Now, the nice thing about
So you're pouring all of that into plastic. Wow.
this particular recipe, when you add in the oats, the chia seed, the PB2 powder, the soy milk, all things considered, each of these is around 450 calories, and each one of them is about 20 grams of proteins.
Dude, you need more protein comparatively than even carbs. Dude, okay, fat should be, like, we are fat-based. We are not carb-based. If we were carb-based, we wouldn't feel shaky after 4 hours of not eating. We wouldn't. That's just not how we're supposed to feel. We should feel hungry, and we should, like, depending on how much you eat, right? You shouldn't feel shaky after going a long time without eating. Sorry, that's not how human bodies should be working. That's not how any creature works. They don't get shaky after, like, a whole day of not eating. Maybe they do after a couple days. Maybe, but...
So these 20 grams of protein for a breakfast cereal is pretty darn good if you ask me. I'm going to mix this up, get it all worked in. And actually, you know what, before I mix them, I'm going to do something else. One other thing.
Yum. Plastic mixed in there too.
I don't always do this part, but I've got some great Ceylon cinnamon here.
I don't mind cinnamon, okay, but with the soy milk, dude.
Different kinds of cinnamon that you can get at the store.
Soy milk and peanut butter, dude. Does anyone know what that's like? Soy milk with peanut butter and... Ew. I say peanut butter because the peanut butter powder, it is peanut butter, right? So... And then the cinnamon? Ew.
Or if you want the one that's going to give you the most health benefits, my understanding is Ceylon's the way to go.
Ew. Ew, 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 ew. Ew.
So I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of cinnamon in here. Now you could flavor this with whatever you want. I'm using cinnamon.
Another cut.
Sometimes I like to use pumpkin pie spice. Sometimes I like to use apple pie spice. It's nice to add that little bit of cloves. And
You need food, man. You need... This is crazy, man. Absolutely crazy.
Nutmeg and allspice if you like those. But for today, we're just going to do cinnamon. I'm going to keep it simple. And now that I've got
Keep it simple, silly.
that cinnamon added in, I'll go ahead and mix this up. You could probably learn everything you need to know about how to make overnight oats in a 60-second short.
You know how many times they have to cut to do that? They have to cut it. and like splice it all together. What do you mean in a 60-second short?
Or by looking up a recipe online. So I appreciate the fact that you're hanging out with me if you're still here. So again, we're just going to mix these up. Scrape the bottoms. Don't want any dry oats down there. Get that all blended in. These are super convenient.
I feel like I'm smelling it through the screen right now. It smells weird.
Really healthy and just
really healthy, Because healthy food is supposed to smell like a burn. Yeah.
They've turned out to be one of my favorite foods. Now I am going to add one more ingredient to these. I'm going to add some frozen blueberries. Now when it comes to adding blueberries to...
Ew. Okay, so we got soy, which has a very strong, potent flavor. We have peanut butter. We have cinnamon and blueberries. Soy milk with this stuff, guys. Soy milk with that strong aftertaste. Ew!
My oats. I could...
Ew, ew, ew. Disgusting. Disgusting. It's gross. I would never eat this in a million years, guys. Never.
Add fresh...
Not even if I was dying of starvation.
Blueberries. But frankly, I like adding the frozen ones. I just find that having the frozen ones on hand means that the blueberries that I have are always at the peak of ripeness. They taste great. I don't ever end up with any sour berries. They're always good. Sometimes I do a half a cup, sometimes I do a full cup. I think today, I've got some frozen blueberries here. I think today I feel like doing a whole cup of blueberries in each one of these. Just really throw in some extra flavor, some great texture, and load up on those antioxidants, right?
Yeah, load up on the antioxidants. That's not even for you. Give yourself diarrhea while you're at it.
Right, so I'm going to do 1 cup in each of these because there's room for it. You could also add some shaved almonds if you wanted to, or some...
I just realized, though, he said cow's milk when he was talking about milk to add. And now that I think more about it, I wonder if he meant it in a judgmental way.
Walnuts. Walnuts are great to add to this. I kind of like to add those as I'm getting ready to eat them, though, rather than doing it when I'm putting them in the refrigerator. All right.
Plastic.
So we've got...
Yummy plastic for breakfast too, guys, and lunch and dinner. I love the taste of plastic.
6 of these, and I'm just going to go ahead and put these lids on now. So I'm planning on doing a video later this week about 5 staples that helped me lose 100 pounds in 2025.
Wait, do you not cook these?
Haven't lost 100 pounds yet. I've only lost 99, so I'm probably going to wait until I lose that last pound before I make that video.
Oh, watch him gain a pound. Could you imagine? Watch him gain 3 pounds. Watch. It's gonna happen because that's ultimately what happens when you're like, I'm gonna probably wait till I do this and this and this and this and this. Watch it happen. That's usually what happens when you say that. I'm not saying that to be judgmental. I'm saying that because that's always what ends up happening. Just watch. He's going to gain another pound. It's never going to come because he's going to end up gaining another pound, then another pound, then another pound, then another pound. Just watch, guys.
Because 100 pounds sounds better than 99. So, but I'm really excited to talk about some of the foods that I have eaten on a regular basis that have helped me to...
Although I haven't checked the channel and I didn't even check to see how long ago this was uploaded.
To stay full, to be able to lose this weight without...
Oh, yum, plastic.
Without feeling excessively hungry, and have given me the nutrients that I need. But it is no secret that one of those foods is right here. Overnight oats, one of the primary staple foods that have been a part of my diet every week this year so far, sometimes every day of a given week. And these with the fiber.
Whoa, 2 cuts.
And the protein and the flavor and the satiating goodness that...
Satiating goodness? You have 6 servings, dude. How is that going to fill anybody?
They are.
Like, you got your wife too. You have to be low on energy.
Have been one of the main foods that have helped me lose 99 pounds in 2025. So that's it. I always like to give these a good shake after I've finished making them.
Oh, yeah. Get that, mix that PBA in there.
Reason to do that, I suppose. It just makes me happy.
PBA or PFA? I can't remember.
Shaking these oats, getting them ready to
Yum. Yummy plastic.
go into the fridge.
Petroleum.
But I just want to thank you for hanging out, for joining me as I've sat here and talked to the camera. I'm not planning on editing this very much. Just going to post it as is, recording as live, so they say.
But then why are there cuts?
But I will take just a moment to ask you to go ahead and hit the like button if you enjoyed the video. I can only imagine that you did if you're still here.
You're definitely something, dude. I will say that. So yeah, that's that. Yeah. I don't really know how to approach this because mixed in plastic, the taste of petroleum with like, I mean, I Googled it. It's right in the Google results, like what plastic is made of, right? So, you can feel it, guys. That sounded like the weak plastic too. Like, you know those like chip dip dishes? My mom has used them before, and they get greasy. Even the harder plastics, they get greasy, and there's nothing you can do. Eventually, that just stays like that. And anytime I would pull one out, when I was a kid, and I would pull one out to fill it with like something I wanted to eat, right? Sometimes I made yogurt in it if I didn't have anything else. I'd be like, this isn't clean. And my mom will look at it, she'd go, yes, it is. I'm like, no, it's not. It's gross. Like, it's just the plastic. And that's when I knew. That's when I knew. Why is it like that? I gotta figure this out. So guys, but anyway, that's it for this video. I'm gonna go apologize to that person now, and I will see you guys in the next video. Later, carbs!